everybody. I am Mrs. Vandana Kishore, working as Associate Professor in Department of Botany of Rayat Shikshan Sanstha's Sadguru Gadge Maharaj College, Karad. So, here today's topic is structure of monocot root and dicot root. So, what is this dicot and what is this monocot? After the germination of seed, we get here some two structures are there, that one we call cotyledons. When there are two, that one we call the dicotyledons. And when after germination you get only one that leaf-like structure, so that one we call here the monocotyledon. And the example here for dicot, that is the sunflower, and in case of monocot we get the example maize. So in this we are going to study for this young stem TS, that is we have to take the section, that one we call the anatomy. In case of this plant study, there are two parts, the external characters of that particular plant, and second one we get the anatomy, that is the internal structure of that particular plant. So the primary structure, what is this primary structure? The structure differentiate from the primary apical meristem. What is this primary? That is the before secondary growth. And the apical means what? In case of that, here after the germination you are getting here two parts in the sprouters in whom we can see that structure. The upper one we call the plumule, which is the future stem, and the lower one we call the radicle, and from that radicle we get the root. So at the apical parts of these two structures, we are getting the presence of meristematic tissue. What is this meristematic tissue? The tissue which is able to produce new cells. All the cells are not having the capacity to produce new cells, but the meristematic tissue only, they are having capacity to produce the new cells, and from that we get the further growth of that plant. Then as per the positions of that structures, we get here in that particular plant, the meristematic tissues, they are having the position at the apex of root and shoot. When the meristematic tissue is present, that one we call the apical meristem. Then here in between these two structures we get the intercalary meristem and the girth etc., from which we get that one we call the lateral meristem. So here from the apical meristem we get here that differentiation, so that one we call the apical meristem. Here we are going to study the two types of roots, that is the monocot root and dicot root. So for the dicot root we are giving here the example, that is the sunflower root, and before a secondary growth we have to take the section of that particular root, that is the young root. So firstly here we are having the outline of TS of young dicot root. So first we have to see the internal structure, that is the anatomy of this TS of young dicot root. The outline we have drawn here, and this outline is almost circular in outline. And this circular structure is differentiated into three parts, the epiblema, second one we get the cortex, and third one we get the stele. So here the first one is the epiblema. So what is this epiblema? Epiblema is the outermost layer of that structure, and it is also called as the epidermis or the piliferous layer. So it is a protective one. Then we get single layer structure, that is here the epidermis or epiblema or piliferous layer is the single layer, and in that we get the cells, they are closely arranged, thin walled and rectangular. Then some cells of this epiblema, they show towards the outer side some extensions, and these extensions we call the root hairs, and these root hairs are unicellular. But in this epidermis or epiblema, the cuticle and stomata, they are absent. So cuticle is the extra deposition for the protection, and stomata, these are the natural openings for the gaseous exchange. But in case of this young root, these structures are absent. The next part comes, that is the cortex. The position of this cortex, it starts from the epidermis and it comes up to the stellar tissue. So here that total portion we get here the cortex. So this cortex it is much wider than the stele. Stele is smaller one and we get here the cortex which is having, it is occupying more portion in that particular section. So this cortex is parenchymatous and we get here below the epidermis. It extends up to the stele. Cells are parenchymatous, so they are living one, they are thin walled, they are colorless, and here they are some with intercellular spaces. Some gaps are there in between these cells, so we call here with intercellular spaces. And the main function of this parenchymatous tissue in the cortex is to store the food material. So storage of food material is the main function of this. Then we get here the next part, that one we call the endodermis. So what is this endodermis? The cortex, it starts from the epidermis and here you get few layered cortex, and after some layers you get here the innermost layer of cortex. Here suppose this is the innermost layer of cortex and that innermost layer we call the endodermis. Here that one is the endodermis, which is the innermost one, that is the part of cortex. The cells here in this endodermis, they are barrel shaped, and in this barrel shaped cells we get here some presence of thickenings, and these thickenings, that one we call here the Casparian strips. These thickenings, they are having particular name. That one we call the Casparian thickenings, and they are made up of lignin and suberin material which are having some special structures. So here in this some unthickened cells are also there, and these unthickened cells which are present in intervals, and that cells which are unthickened, that one we call the passage cells. So this is regarding the cortical tissue. And here the innermost layer, that one we get the endodermis. After this cortex and endodermis, the next part which we call the stele. Stele is the central core of that particular section, which is circular one, and in that we got epiplema, then we get the cortex, and after that the central part we get the stele. So in this stele, here we get the starting tissue, that one we call the pericycle. So what is this pericycle? Pericycle is the outermost layer of the stele. Pericycle, that is stele, starts from the pericycle, and from that outermost external, and here on the inner side of the endodermis we get the presence of the pericycle. So inside that pericycle, the stellar tissue. What is stele? Stele is the central core of the section in which we are getting the conducting tissue. That is, we call the vascular tissue. What is this conducting tissue? Which conducts the water and food material. For example, the xylem present, it conducts the raw food material and water, and the phloem conducts the prepared food material to all over the plant body. So, in case of this, after the pericycle we get the vascular bundles. That is, the groups are there, and in that we get the xylem and the phloem. So, in this dipod root or any root, we get the arrangement in this root of these vascular bundles, and that arrangement is a radial one. So, what is this radial arrangement? That is, the patches of xylem and phloem, they are present on a different radii. Radii in Marathi we call it as the trija. So both the xylem and phloem, they are not on the same radius, but they are present on different radii. So in case of this, we get here the in dipod structures, the vascular bundles, they are having, that is, limited number. What is this limited number? They may be 2, they may be 3, 4, or up to 6 they are there. And in case of the sunflower, you are getting here the 4 patches of xylem and the same, that is the 4 patches of phloem. So in this you are getting the structure. In this section you are getting the 4 patches of the xylem and 4 patches of phloem. So how is this structure? That is the xylem. So that xylem we get here, that is, it shows like this structure. Here you get that pericycle, and this xylem is having again the 2 parts. That one here we call the metaxylem, in which you are getting here the vessels, they are larger one, and in case of this protoxylem they are smaller one. So all these structures, that is the protoxylem structures, they are facing towards periphery, so that one we call the exarch structure. That is protoxylem towards periphery. It one we call the exarch. So it is described as tetrarch, exarch, xylem. In this we get, in this xylem we are getting here the vessels, as well as we get xylem parenchyma, and vessels are few in number. In case of phloem, the alternating patches we get here in this structure, that is in between xylem, we are getting here some patches of this phloem, and in this phloem we get here the sieve tubes, companion cells, and we also get here the phloem parenchyma. So totally there are 4 patches of phloem and 4 patches of xylem, and they are tetrarch and exarch condition. So after that, in this you are getting here the pith is there and conjunctive tissues are there. So what is this conjunctive tissue? That is between xylem and phloem we get a few small parenchymatous cells, and that one we call the conjunctive tissue, and at the center of the section there is the presence of that pith. So this pith is occupied by small parenchymatous cells in the center. They are colorless, are structures loosely arranged with intercellular spaces, and in some roots they are having the some structures, that is the thick structures, where metaxylem here at the time of secondary growth, all these structures, or sometimes these structures they come close in the center, and we get here obliterated mass of that tissue. So obliterated structures are there, and here we get all these structures. Here centrally pith is there, and also in between the xylem and phloem we get the presence of that conjunctive tissue. That is, they are present in between the xylem and phloem. So this is the total description of anatomy of TS of young dicot root. After that, the next one we get here the TS of young monocot root, and example here we are going to take, that is the maize. So here in this maize again we are getting the anatomy of that structure, in which we get the section which is the circular one. Circular structure is there, the outline, and again it is differentiated into 3 parts, that is the epiblema, second one is the cortex, and third one is the stele. Means more or less same, you are getting here the differentiation of that tissue, but some differences are there that here we have to see. Then first one we get the epiblema, also it is called as the epidermis, or it is also called as the piliferous layer, which is the outermost layer, and generally it is single layered. In case of this piliferous layer, cells are thin walled, closely packed. Again we get here the section, that one we get the thin walled structures are there, single layer, here these structures are there, and from these layers again you get here some extensions, and that extensions are root hairs, which are unicellular structures. Then cuticle, that is extra protective layer, is absent, but sometimes in the stilt root of maize this cuticle is present. So what is this stilt root? Suppose this is the maize plant is there, and it is unbranched one, and it is the root system is not deep going. So at that time, for the purpose of mechanical strength, you get here some thick roots, and that roots we call the stilt roots. So in these stilt roots, sometimes you may get here that thick walled structures. So after that, the cuticle is present on that in these stilt roots. This one we call the stilt roots for extra support. After this epiblema, the next part comes the cortex, and that cortex is small. Here we get this cortical tissue, and here in this we get the corticals. They are small, but they are multi-layered structures in case of this monocot structure. So after this epiblema, you get the cortical tissue, and this cortical tissue is differentiated into exodermis, hypodermis, ground tissue and endodermis. So the exodermis, where is the position? The exodermis is present below this epiblema or below this epidermis. Here it is single layer, the cells are rounded and they are living, that is they are parenchymatous cells. When we get here, the epidermis gets peeled off due to some reasons. At that time, that piliferous layer, it functions as the epiblema, that is for the protective purpose. After that, we get the hypodermis. Here below the exodermis, we get the hypodermis. So this hypodermis is well developed, it is many layered, and it is sclerenchymatous. What is this sclerenchyma? Sclerenchyma is the lignified tissue which gives mechanical strength or extra strength to that particular plant, or it gives support to that particular plant. Here the hypodermis, you are getting the cells which are polygonal, and due to presence of this lignin and other, these cells we call the dead cells, and these dead cells are compactly arranged, and the main function of this hypodermis is mechanical support to provide the extra strength to that particular plant. After that, we get here the presence of the cortex, or we also call it as the ground cortex. So in this ground cortex, we get the cells which are below hypodermis, and many layered structures. The cells are large, cells are oval, and we get here they are parenchymatous. So after this hypodermis, suppose this some hypodermal cells are there, the next part comes, that is the cortex. So parenchymatous cells are there, they are thin walled, but in case of that, here the some layers, the innermost layer of that we get the endodermis. The innermost layer of the cortex, generally we call it as the endodermis, which is single layer, and here in monocot root, the endodermis shows again the thickening of this lignin and suberin. Means here, suppose after some layers you are getting the end layer, and that end layer we call the endodermis, which is the part of cortex. And in this part of cortex, here the presence of thickening, and this thickening is radially arranged. Means here the unthickened areas are there, and only the radial part of that it gets thickened, and these structures they look as C-shaped. C-shaped like structures we are getting, and here these structures they avoid the translocation from here to here, that is from cortex to stele and stele to cortex, because they are thick walled cells. But here in this layer only, again there is presence of some unthickened or thin cells, and that thin cells we call here the passage cells. Passage cells. So here in this endodermis we are getting two types of cells. One in which you are getting radial thickenings, and some cells they are unthickened. That unthickened cells we call the passage cells, and the translocation of that water it gets through only these passage cells. So like that, in this you are getting the spatial arrangement in this endodermis, that is thickened cells and another unthickened passage cells. So the next part comes in this section, that one we call the stele. So what is the stele again? The stele is the central core of the section. So in this you are getting the central core in which we get the xylem and the phloem patches. The same arrangement, again the root is there, so the arrangement is radial, that is on different radii we get the presence of these patches of xylem and phloem separately. But the main basic difference here in diploid root, the limited number is there, xylem and phloem, but in case of monopod root you are getting here so many patches of this xylem and phloem. So like that we are getting here structures, that is xylem and phloem, they are more in number, and here the structures they are, so we call it as the polyarch and exarch. Means metaxylem is towards lower side and protoxylem is towards outer side. So we call it as the exarch one, but we also get another word, that is the polyarch, that is many patches are there, or vascular bundles they are many in number, and these are radial, exarch, protoxylem below pericycle, and here they are having protoxylem vessels which show the V-shaped structure along with the metaxylem vessels. Then some parenchymatous cells are present between the protoxylem and metaxylem region. So here we get the next one, that one is the phloem. Here it is small and it is composed of, that is sieve elements, but the phloem parenchyma is absent in case of monopod phloem. So these phloem and xylem, they get separated by the parenchymatous conjunctive tissue. Then in the center we get here the presence of that pith structure. And in this structure, here again we get the presence of that pith. Pith is the non-vascular tissue. It is generally parenchymatous, but at the peripheral region of pith, below the xylem and phloem, it is sclerenchymatous. That is, in the center we get the parenchyma, and in between xylem and phloem, it is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. Again, the purpose is to give extra support or the protection to that young root. So here we have seen the TS of young dicot root and TS of young monopod root, that is the anatomical structures and what is the differentiation in that. In our next lecture we are going to see here the TS of young dicot stem as well as TS of young monopod stem. Thank you.